There is one feature of American English pronunciation that can really disrupt some common patterns that are typical of American English, and I want to show you what they are. Today, we're going to be looking at a concept called, or what I call a three-word group that's going to be essential for achieving a natural sound because these things appear everywhere. And I want to show you what to look for so you can start using it in your own speech. Good morning, guys. Good evening. Welcome. Oh, and let me restart. I should do it right? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, guys. Welcome to your daily American English pronunciation show. Wake up, American. Typically, we're here between 7 and 8 a.m. New York. We're a little early today because just I have some things going on tomorrow morning, but I want to make sure that you guys can get some information I think is going to be really helpful for achieving a natural sound in American English to guide you in this process. When I say I mean me. Hello, my name is Jeff. It rhymes with breath. That's one of the four keys to a natural sound in American English pronunciation, which include placement, pitch, breath, and trying to weaken your consonant sounds and strengthen your vowel sounds. So let's just kind of talk about the way English generally works before we kind of break into that a little bit more. Okay, so in general, in American English, the way a sentence works is, and I can show you right here. Get out of the way. So let's say I have a quick sentence, like let's say I have a basic sentence: I eat cake. Okay, this is my sentence. This is what I would call a thought group. Thought group is a group of words that go together. Knowing a thought group is really, really helpful because every thought group has one word that receives primary stress. There's one word in the thought group that receives primary stress, the heaviest stress. This is important for what we're going to talk about later. Notice I'm saying heaviest. Typically, what English wants to do, if you don't know where to put it, it's going to go on to your last. Oh. All right, sorry guys, a big spike there. Might go what? Okay, so the way again, I'll just kind of go and restart. So we have this sentence here: I eat cake. Cake. This is our thought group. This is our sentence. Cake is probably going to get the stress. The stress wants to generally fall on the last major content word, the last noun. What that means is that if cake is the stress in the thought group, you would expect the pitch to go high. So you'd expect something like I, maybe is here, eat, goes down, cake. Um, if I added to this, like if I said, I want to eat cake, similar idea. I might put the stress on cake. Everything's going to move down in pitch. Like I want to eat cake, and then cake. Again, going up in pitch. This is the basics of American English pitch patterns. Okay. And how sentences are working and things like that. In general, we're moving down in pitch until we get to our stress word. And as soon as we get to our stress word, then we go up. So you go down, 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 down. Then you get to your stress. Then you go up. And then you go down again. I want to eat cake. I want to eat cake. There's some other little things to this, but that's the basic pattern. Now, it doesn't always work this way because there's also what we call a three-word group, or what I call a three-word group. What is a three-word group? A three-word group is a situation where you have different combinations. You can have like an adjective, adjective, noun. Or you could have like an adverb, adjective, noun. Or you could have like an article. This is less common, but you could have an article, adjective, noun. Or you could have like a verb, article, noun. Okay. So for instance, adjective, adjective, noun might be like big blue bus, big blue bus. Or adverb, adjective, noun might be like really tall man, really tall man. Okay. What's going to happen in these sorts of situations is, again, we have 3 words. So what's going to happen for all of these in general is you're going to find the pitch is going to go up a little bit. Excuse my horrible handwriting. Pitch up. Then in your middle, your pitch is going to go down. And then the last one, the pitch is going to go up again. And this is where you will get your heavy stress. So a little bit of stress on your first word, but your heaviest stress on the last. Okay. So like, just give some example. Big blue bus. Big blue bus. Really nice day. Really nice day. Not so bad. Not so bad. You can hear, here, 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 here. High, low, high, low, high. Things like that. Okay. So this is going to disrupt the pattern a little bit for our thought groups, because if this is in the middle of a thought group, you may find your pitch goes high in the middle, then it's going to drop again, then it's going to go high in the same thought group. To give some examples of this, let's take a listen to what native speakers are actually doing so we can see how are they handling these 3 word groups. Let's listen to our first example.
For a lot of people, they still want culture. For a lot of people, they still want culture.
So our thought group here, they still want culture. I'm down here, then I go up. Still is not the primary stress though. It's just the start of the 3 word group. They still want culture. They still want culture. They still want culture.
For a lot of people, they still want culture. For a lot of people, they still want culture.
Okay. They still want culture. They still want culture. Hello to John Carlos, hanging out with us. Great to see you. Thanks for being here. Let's look at another example of a 3 word
And
group.
I appreciate the explanation. And I appreciate the explanation.
So I would treat this as this one thought group. The heaviest stress is on explanation, but notice that appreciate goes up a little bit in pitch. It's like, and I appreciate the explanation, and I appreciate the explanation, and I appreciate the explanation.
And I appreciate the explanation. And I appreciate the explanation.
And I appreciate the explanation. Okay, let's see another example of this, again, from native speakers.
That certainly is true that since 2020 especially,
So the thought group starts on that, but then we go up on certainly, but certainly is not the primary stress. The primary stress is true. So that certainly is true. Like that certainly is true. That certainly is true. That certainly is true.
That certainly is true that since 2020 especially, that certainly is true that since 2020 especially,
that certainly is true. That certainly is true. That certainly is true. So the thought group actually starts on that, but the next word after that actually goes up a little bit in pitch. And then one final
Wonderland of long tail content. Wonderland of long tail content.
You can hear that. Long-tailed content. Long-tailed content. Long-tailed content of long-tailed content. The thought group starts on of long-tailed content of long-tailed content. So just something to kind of watch out for in the middle of your thought groups and things like that. This little structure of 3 word groups is very, very common in native speaker speech. I would say, hey, try to start listening for it. Try to identify it. If you find some examples, feel free to post them in the comments. This is a topic that we've been talking a lot about in our Mission English group coaching program. If you don't mind, I'd like to tell you about it because something's about to change, and I want to make sure if it is something that even interests you a tiny bit, I want to make sure you know about it. So in case you don't know, we have a small group coaching program. We meet 3 times a day. At least today, Wednesdays are heavy. We meet 4 times a day, actually. We meet for a half hour each time. And we do exercise together. We've been spending a lot of time on 3-word groups recently. So that's part of the reason why we're doing the streams, for extra practice for them. But all the classes are safe, so you can watch them over and over again. We allow 4 to 5 students on screen, and we're practicing things that other English programs, I'll be honest, don't tell you about. A lot of English programs won't tell you about 3-word groups. A lot of English programs won't tell you about placement. They won't tell you about breath. They won't tell you about you need to change your pitches. They're so focused on where you're putting your tongue in your mouth, they're missing the essentials for a real natural sound. I want to fix that for you. I want to teach you the things that are actually going to make you feel noticeable differences and progress in your speech. But I do want to let you know, program is about to get a little bit more expensive. So if you would like to pay the current price is $40 a month. If you would like to stick with that for as long as you stay in the program, you need to join by September 15th. You're running out of time. Okay, so just kind of something to consider. If that sounds like something you would like to work on, you want to work on the aspects of American English pronunciation that will actually help you sound natural. It's not about your tongue or your mouth. It's about where's your placement, where's your pitch doing, where's your breath, and are you making your consonant sounds weaker? Are you strengthening your vowel sounds? With that, guys, practice these things. See if you can find 3-word groups next time you have a conversation with a native speaker. And I will see you all later. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me. There's a million pronunciation resources. So, the fact you're here is greatly, greatly appreciated. I will see you all later. Once more, my name is Jeff. It rhymes with breath. That is one of those 4 keys. I will see you all later. I hope you have a good day. Have a good night and a good afternoon.